Her baby had arrived just hours ago, but now she was bleeding to death and no one could find where the bleeding was coming from. This is the story of a delivery that took an unexpected, terrifying turn, and the one question every woman should ask her doctor before giving birth. The call came in urgently. "We need you now." The patient delivered 3 hours ago. The bleeding isn't stopping. She had delivered fast, almost too fast. The team suspected a tear in the cervix earlier and stitched it, but the bleeding kept pouring, so we rushed. When we reached her, she had already been put under anesthesia. A quick vaginal exam showed the stitches were intact, yet blood continued to flow. So where was it coming from? Step 1. Check the uterus. After birth, the uterus is supposed to tighten like a fist. If it stays soft and loose, the bleeding can be unstoppable. But her uterus, firm, contracted, not the source. Step 2. Examine the cervix. The cervix, normally tightly closed when not pregnant, opens to 10 centimeters during labor. But examining it after birth is tricky. It's soft, fragile, and tears can easily hide. We gently moved inch by inch until we saw it. Both sides of the cervix were torn open, pouring blood. This often happens when a woman pushes too early, before the cervix is fully open. But the real shock came when we reached deeper. The tear didn't stop at the cervix. It extended all the way up into the lower uterus, far beyond what we could reach vaginally. She was now bleeding from inside the uterus and outside it. This led to an emergency decision. We need to open the abdomen. We called for a double setup. One team operates from the abdomen, the other controls bleeding from below. This is incredibly delicate. In OB surgery, you're working millimeters away from the ureters, the tubes that carry urine from the kidneys. Damage them, and the patient may never recover normal function. While one team opened her abdomen, I worked from below. 2 hands, one inside the abdomen, one inside the vagina, feeling, guiding, stitching the tear from both sides. This massive tear had happened during what was supposed to be a normal vaginal delivery. Maybe the baby was big. Maybe she pushed too early. Maybe she wasn't guided well. We were facing a life or death situation. If we hadn't found the exact source of bleeding, if the tear had gone higher, or if the bleeding didn't stop, we would have had only one life-saving option: an emergency cesarean hysterectomy. That means removing the entire uterus to save the mother's life. This is not a basic surgery. It requires an OB/GYN trained in high-risk obstetrics, something many doctors in smaller towns or low-resource settings never learn. My professor used to say, if a doctor can't perform an emergency hysterectomy, they should never manage a delivery. Because birth is beautiful until it becomes a race against time. That night, we were able to repair the tear and save her uterus. More importantly, we saved her life. This story highlights some critical issues that every expecting parent needs to be aware of. First, the danger of early pushing. Women often think pushing early will speed up birth. In reality, it can violently tear the cervix, leading to the exact kind of hemorrhage we just discussed. Your body and your medical team will tell you when it's time. Don't rush it. Second, undertrained birth providers. Many providers, especially in smaller hospitals, are excellent at handling a routine delivery, but they may not have the experience to manage a life-threatening emergency. When things go wrong, they go wrong fast, and you need a team that has seen it all and can act decisively. Third, a lack of emergency surgical capability. Not every hospital is equipped for complex procedures like a double setup surgery, managing deep cervical and uterine tears, or performing an emergency hysterectomy. The ability to have an operating room and a skilled surgical team on standby 24/7 is non-negotiable. And finally, we have to address the misconception that a normal birth is always safe. Most births are safe, but complications can arise in minutes, even in a perfectly healthy pregnancy. Believing that nothing can go wrong can lead to choosing a birth setting that is unprepared for the worst-case scenario. So what can you do? There is one simple, powerful question every pregnant woman should ask her doctor. It's this: if I have severe bleeding or a uterine rupture, can you personally perform an emergency hysterectomy? If the answer is no, you need a different hospital. Or at the very least, you need to have a serious conversation about their emergency protocols and who would perform that surgery if needed. Here's my final advice. When you're choosing where to give birth, prioritize a center that has 24/7 surgical backup. Make sure your provider, whether a doctor or a midwife, is fully trained and credentialed for obstetric emergencies. Never ever push until your medical team confirms you are fully dilated. Understand that postpartum hemorrhage is a leading cause of maternal death, but it is often preventable with the right team and resources. Ultimately, you have to prioritize safety over the idea of a perfect or ideal birth experience. The goal isn't a perfect birth story, it's a healthy mom and a healthy baby. Thank you for watching. Your safety is what matters most. Please share this video with any expecting parents you know. It could save a life. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content that empowers you with the knowledge you need for a safe and healthy journey.